will be made because you don't have the representatives in the room. It will be the same way if you come into an organization and it's a women-led organization and yet they have men working there. What you probably will have happening is that a lot of the policies will be geared towards the women because there are no men at the table saying, well, this is how this policy affects women especially or specifically. And it's not a problem that Nigeria alone faces or Africa alone faces. It's all over the world. And that's why when huge countries like America elect their first woman vice president, the world pays attention, the world notices, the world says, finally. And the reason that is happening is because for so long, we've shut these doors to women. We've shut them. We've said to women, you cannot come in. You can only go so far. You can't go all the way. But I see something like that happening in a place like America. I see a woman like Kamala Harris becoming the vice president, or I see their women governors. And I have to ask myself, how likely is something like this to happen here in Nigeria? How soon is something like this to happen in Nigeria? Because Nigeria has a lot of Angela Merkels. Nigeria has a lot of Jacinda Ardens. Nigeria has a lot of Hillary Clintons. Has a lot of Kamala Harrises. But they're not rising to the top. They're not rising to the top. And the reason we're having this conversation, and we've been having it since the beginning of November, and we're going to have it for the rest of the year, is because we're trying to figure out why this is not the case in Nigeria, why we don't have more women rising to positions of power, positions of leadership in Nigeria. Why isn't that happening? And no, you can't call me and tell me it's because women don't support women. Because for the first few weeks when we had this conversation, that was the biggest talking point for a lot of you. And I argued, and by the end of the argument, you saw with me that actually women support women, much the same way men support men. And women hate women in the same way men hate men. There's nothing special about the relationship women have with women because it's the same kind of relationship that men have with men. And if you want to get specific about it, you see that in things like politics, for instance, there are few women who are appointed as party leaders. And they do not have power to select candidates. So, for instance, in the APC and the PDP, you have very few women as party leaders. So it's back to that point I made earlier on. If you don't have women at the table making the decisions, chances are during the primaries, a woman will not get a ticket to be the governor or be the senator or be the president. And even the women who eventually bold enough to get into politics, but they have husbands to cater for or cater to, you find that family life, the husband isn't as supportive as he should be, or as the wife would be if the roles were switched. Because if we say to women, oh, go out there and take it, or just ignore whatever you need to ignore, it doesn't matter, just take it, be bold, take it. It means that the home front will suffer. And if the home front suffers, society will still be the one who says, oh, how she go leave her family, go they do politics. In a way that we never say to men, how you go leave your family, go they do politics. If the man wants to go and do midnight meeting for his politics, he's not worrying about where the kids will be because he knows that the kids will be with the wife and she'll take care of them. Why can't we offer that kind of automatic treatment to women who want to be actively in politics? Like offer that kind of what's the word? Accommodation, if you like. That kind of acceptance, that kind of reception to women who just, have meetings at midnight. They shouldn't start worrying about, oh, what will happen with the kids? Because the other half of the family unit, the other maker of the children is there and will take care of his children. These are the things that women have to think about that men do not have to think about. whether it's with politics or whether it's with organizations or whether like wherever you have to have women rise through the ranks, climb the ladder, these things get in their way. And so a caller called me last week and said, maybe women should wait until they finish having children before they get into politics. And I said to her, how come we say to women, wait until you finish having children, but we don't say that to men? Don't we see that when we say to women, wait until you finish having children, she will always be behind her peers, her mates in the politics game that are men. She will always be behind them because she was busy taking care of her children that her husband could have taken care of. So if you've heard all of these examples that I've given and you still don't think that the Nigerian society specifically, I think the world is resistant to women leaders, but I'm focusing on Nigeria because we're here. Now, in some parts of the world, it's easier for women than in other parts of the world, right? But in a place like Nigeria, I think we are still very resistant to the idea of women leaders. And I've given you some examples of how it plays out. But you may still disagree with me, or you agree with me. If you disagree with me, let me know. If you agree with me, tell me what you think the factors are and how you think we can solve the problem. Do you even think it's a problem? 0700-993-993 or 700-993-993. You can also send your thoughts to me via WhatsApp. WhatsApp is 080-959-75805. I've got Grace on the line. Grace, thanks for calling.
Yeah, good afternoon, Sandra.
Good afternoon, Grace. Turn your radio off.
Yes.
All right.
I really think there is a gender war between you people. Men are trying to see in the first place. A woman is not even supposed to work. I don't even think a woman is even supposed to work. I know that men, just because some men are not standing up to their responsibilities, does not mean. Why would you say a woman should go and work and the husband should stay at home? There was a time I heard you talking about the president of a country. She had a baby and the husband is at home. I don't think those things are normal. A woman is a woman. God did not create a man and a woman the same. God never. And I don't really think why women should be thinking that they are equal. God did not create a man and a woman equal. Why would women come to wake up today and begin to think that men and women should be the same? They should enjoy the same opportunities. I don't know, things like that. It's not normal.
God actually created men and women equal.
Okay, tell me, let me see. Let me know how.
God actually created men and women equal. Now, if you have a Bible, open with me your Bible to Genesis chapter 1.
Okay.
Are you there?
I'm here.
All right. So let's look at Genesis chapter 1. Genesis chapter 1, and God said, Genesis chapter 1 verse. Hold on now. Let me go to exactly where it was said. Chapter 1 verse 26. Then God said, let us make mankind in our image, in our likeness, so that they may rule over the fish in the sea and the birds in the sky, over the livestock and all the wild animals, and over the creatures that move along the ground. So God created mankind in his own image. In the image of God, he created them male and female. He created them. Genesis chapter 1, verse 26 to 27. So in what way does that Grace, sorry. Dube Minalabade, welcome.
Hello.
How are you?
Fine. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, I'm going to approach it from different fronts. First of all, tackling the issue of whether women don't support women. I still believe women don't support women to an extent. Why? Yes, to an extent, men don't support men, women don't support men. But yes, whereby you have an opportunity presented, let's say a woman is a candidate for a political party, and you expect, okay, women, one of us has been chosen as a candidate. Instead of what you expect like every other woman to support that very woman blindly. It doesn't get to happen.
Has a woman ever been selected as a candidate for the major political parties?
It depends. It depends on which party. Yes, At least in
APC,
in
APC,
Taraba.
APC,
In
and
Taraba last,
PDP. All right, and you saw that the woman in Taraba won. Then what happened with her?
then she won.
Yes,
She
she
won.
won. So did women
Yes,
not
won.
vote for her?
There's always that antagonism, and most times it emanates from the fact that,
Were there any
most,
reports of antagonism for Mama Taraba?
well, I can't really speak for Taraba, but it happens everywhere, at least in my locality.
In your
It,
locality, if
yes, it emanates from the fact that, okay, most women feel disadvantaged. Maybe they came out from families whereby they were suppressed by their fathers, and they can't actually express themselves or suppress the marriages. So most times they tend to find it a case of jealousy. Oh, the way and this other person seems to be. Doesn't she have a wife? Doesn't she have a family?
isn't this the same problem we have with human beings? Isn't that a human problem? It's not a woman's problem. It's a human problem, no?
Yes, it's a grand problem, but in a sense whereby it's an opportunity that is very, very rare comes out. We were expected a blind support from the women.
Why should you expect blind support? I mean, so are women a monolith? Should women not be able to make up their minds about who they want to support or not?
In a sense whereby they have been disadvantaged over time. We would have expected a blind support. Oh, let's key into it. Let's put a woman there. Well, you see, there was some of them. And most of it emanates from the fact that they were disadvantaged. So why should this person have it?
Now, let me tell you something, Dubim. If a woman runs for governor in Lagos and all the women in Lagos vote for that woman and she doesn't get a vote from a single man in Lagos, she's not going to win that seat.
Yes.
So,
When I was in school, there was the director of socials. Two ladies contested it. One of the ladies is this lady, like, she likes the company of women. The other one likes the company of men a lot. And the one that likes the company of men, you know, as if she's, okay, by some standards, I'm not saying everybody is beautiful in the eyes of the girl, but not really what you can say, the fine girl. When the election results were called, it was the lady that was so much close to the guys that actually won.
and you think she won because she was close to the guys and not the girls?
Exactly.
I see. And
Exactly, because they felt that this very one that likes men completely, that doesn't like associating with men. That's just it. It wasn't really like giving out opportunity. So you tend to see, okay, why should you have, and in truth, the one that is closer to women that tend to have
did a man contest in that election?
No, it was just between two women.
It was between two women, and one of the
Yes.
women won, and it was the
One
woman,
of the women won.
and it was the woman that hung out with the boys
Yes.
in secondary school,
No, in university.
in the university.
In the
Sorry.
university, yes.
Okay, and no woman voted for her.
Majority of the women voted for the other, and majority of the men voted for the one that won because she likes company of men.
So you're saying that women voted for women and men voted for a woman.
Yes.
So
And
I'm trying to
for a
understand your
reason.
argument, because we started this conversation by saying that women don't vote women, but women,
No,
all the women voted for one of the women.
Women don't support women wholeheartedly, especially when.
But you just told me,
rare.
that all the women voted for one woman and all the men voted for the other woman. But
That's not majority of the women voted for a woman, and majority of the men supported them, the man.
But
Because we have more men.
you're confusing
class.
exactly. So because you
Yeah.
have more men, the girl who more men voted for won.
Yes.
But the other one had all the women vote for her. So you're really not making the point you think you're making.
Well, we have expected at least an equal or close to an equal share of the votes between the gender.
If the men refuse to vote for the woman that the women voted for, why are you not telling them, men, why didn't you vote for this woman that the women have voted for? Why are you still making it about women not voting for women?
Because of the perception of
But there's no perception in this story that you yourself told me. You told me this story.
perception.
And in
There's
this your
perception.
own story, there were two women candidates. One of the
Yes.
women hangs with women, the other woman
Yes.
hangs with men. In your class, there are more men than women. All the women voted for one candidate. But because there are more men than women in your class and all the men voted for the other candidate, she won the election. So, by your own admission, you just told me a story where women support women by voting for women. If they were more in number in that
The thing that,
class, the
no
woman
matter
they
what
voted
happens,
for would have won.
the woman, no matter what happens, the woman will emerge the winner. But the issue there is that why is it that there wasn't an equal spread of the votes?
I don't know now. We should ask the men in your class why didn't they vote for the other woman?
Okay, that's aside. Coming to what about the
Dubem, thanks for calling me. It's Stephen in Lekki. How are you?
Hello.
Hi, Stephen. How are you?
I'm fine, and you?
I'm good. How are you? Welcome.
Yeah, I have followed this discussion for some time, several occasions, and all these arguments about women not voting for women, it doesn't hold water really. My thought about the problem is the fact that Nigeria is still in its formative stage, and that's why it's very, very challenging for women to naturally rise to the position of authority in the public sector because our political system is still being formed. And it requires right now a lot of patronage, a lot of scratch my back, I scratch yours. And you look at private sector, women rise through the rank and the system allows them to rise through the rank. So the more our system becomes more normative, the more our society becomes more organized, you find that the easier it becomes for the women to naturally rise and take hold of the reins of power. No woman is going to do all the toggery that is associated with politics. No woman is going to have the time or the attitude by nature. They're not going to be struggling for power. They would want to compete fairly. So this is my position, that the fact that we are still very primitive. That is the reality. That's the truth. We are still very primitive.
How about societies?
My boss is a woman.
Okay.
My boss is a woman. We are still very primitive in many ways in the way we do things, and that is in governance as well. If you go to the world level, for instance,
for
where
you now,
have
trust me. The pandemic has been really stressful. 2020 has not been that year for businesses, and even worse for SMEs. It's just been really tough. Everybody's trying to struggle to come back. Payment has been an issue. Market strategy has been another issue. But for a while now, in 2020, Google has been doing something really, really fantastic to help SMEs and businesses just basically get back on your feet after the coronavirus pandemic and the lockdown and all that very tough stuff that we've all been trying very resiliently. Where it is right now,
Facebook, WhatsApp.
Distinguished chairmanship of
Plus Richard Go TV. Nishi for no go Miss Telemundo. Tamuna say she won't buy data for phone. Waiting them go use. Momo, them go use. Momo agents, them go use you.
Now, with your Momo agent, you fit send and receive money, plus to withdraw money for your bank account without card or data. You fit also buy airtime and data or pay any kind bill where you want. Just dial *223# to see the Momo agent when near you.
Momo agent. Safe, fast, no wahala.
Come, how the power supply for your area? It dey take time before them fix your light when it spoil. The bill when they charge you too much. As the lights be now, it dey affect your business and how you dey take live. Who dey do anything to fix the problem with una light? Tell us about the problem when you get with your light for www.nigeriaelectricityhub.com/myelectricitystatus or text yes to 0913-130-3903. That's na YES to 0913-130-3903. You fit still send us message for Facebook or Twitter. Our name na Nigeria Electricity Hub. Na Henry Bush Tipton Foundation they support this message. Together we fit make the power sector better. Nigeria Electricity Hub.
Lemon Friday.
It's Christmas season and Adron Lemon Friday is here again. This time, it's bigger and better. Now is your time to become a landlord. Enjoy up to 40% discount this Lemon Friday with special goodies delivered to your doorsteps. Buy a piece of land from Adron Homes this Christmas and enjoy mouth-watering Christmas gifts like double-door fridge, Adron seasoning pack, electric iron, blenders, deep freezers, refrigerators, 49-inch TV, 50 kg bag of rice, turkey, vegetable oil, and a whole big cow. To enjoy this amazing Lemon Friday offer, subscribe to any Adron land within our estates in Shimawa, Ibejuleki, Ekwe, Badagry, Imota, Abeokuta, Ijebode, Shagam, Atonta, Ibadan, Oshun, Nasarawa, and Abuja with an initial deposit of 25,000, 50,000, 100,000, 200,000 naira or more. For more information, call this number 0805-625-9683, 0905-897-0587. This is a special Lemon Christmas like no other. Offer valid from October 2020 to January 2021. This Lemon Friday, we move.
Lemon Friday.
Uncle Dentist, what are cavities and how does Colgate protect my teeth from cavities? Does it use Kung Fu?
No, dear. Most tooth pains are caused by tooth holes called cavities. When you brush daily with Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection, its expert formula locks natural calcium in our teeth and helps protect them from cavities.
It's time to upgrade to the world's most chosen toothpaste, Colgate, because Colgate locks calcium in.
Keeps cavities out!
Colgate is recommended by the Nigerian Dental Association.
Every day, someone stands a chance to be a winner.
Really?
Really? Yes.
50,000 naira every week on Just a Minute Game Show. Just call into any of our shows. The Morning Crossfire, What's Up Lagos, The Sunny Side, and Hard Facts. Answer as many questions as possible within 60 seconds, and we'll be giving out 50,000 naira every week. Yes! 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 Winners will be announced on Hard Facts with Sandra Ezekwesili. Just a Minute, the game show for everyone on your number one station for talk. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
You don't have to leave home without us again. Listen on the air and online. Just search Nigeria Info FM on the Apple app or Google Play Store and never miss a thing. Your number one station for talk. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Uncle Dentist, what are cavities? And how does Colgate protect my teeth from cavities? Does it use Kung Fu?
No, dear. Most tooth pains are caused by tooth holes called cavities. When you brush daily with Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection, its expert formula locks natural calcium in our teeth and helps protect them from cavities.
It's time to upgrade to the world's most chosen toothpaste, Colgate, because Colgate locks calcium in.
Keeps cavities out!
Colgate is recommended by the Nigerian Dental Association.
Okay, guy, now find out which will be that job.
That now how person we just cash out on top betking.com they shout.
Sandra Ezekwesili, and we're talking about women in leadership today and the way that society is resistant to it. We've been talking about this for the last couple of weeks, and the reason we started this conversation is because of the role that women played in the NSAS protests, and also how well women heads of government have been handling COVID-19. So I gave you the example of Angela Merkel, gave you the example of Jacinda Ardern, gave you the example of the South Korean PM as well. I've talked about so many women who have been doing amazing things. Last 2 weeks ago, I told you about the amazing things that women politicians in America did to elect Joe Biden as president. And so it made me take a look at our own country and how we are with our own women. And I'm asking, just like I've been asking for the past few weeks, why does it seem like we are unwilling, we are resistant to the idea of women as leaders in Nigeria? I was having quite the great conversation with Stephen before we had to take that advert break. Stephen, sorry about cutting you in the middle of your talk, but I think that you put your point across. I've also had a number of calls from people who have said, the problem is still that women don't support women. And I have to say to people like that what I've been saying for the past few weeks, that actual research. Now, I know what your perception is and I know what your opinion is, but I keep saying that this is hard facts, not hard opinions. And research, data, present actually shows that women, in fact, do support women, and women don't support women in much the same way that men don't support men. Because you take a look at Nigeria today and the people who are in Nigeria's political space today, and you see a lot of lack of support. I mean, the Ondo State Speaker was just impeached, for crying out loud. You know, it's men supporting men, I guess. You have Umahi leaving PDP to APC and earning a lot of flack from the PDP as a result. Men supporting men, I guess. You have, I could give you example after example after example of men supporting men in the way that women don't support women. And you find that it's just human nature. It's not really that one gender doesn't support, the other or support each other. It's just that human beings will be human beings, and you'll go where your interests are best served. If women begin to tell you their stories about support, about togetherness, about community with other women, you begin to ask yourself, but where did this gist that women don't support women, where did it come from? Meanwhile, you have a male friend that has stolen business from you, that has said terrible things about you to a boss, that has stopped you from getting a contract, that has stopped you from getting a deal, that has cheated you in a deal. But they don't frame that in the same way they frame women don't support women. In any case, women can't even change the course of elections when it comes to choosing women candidates. Because you have few women being appointed as party leaders that have the power to select candidates. So in your average political party, even if all the women officers vote for a woman candidate, that woman candidate will still lose. Like the example that the gentleman called in to share with us with his class, where there were 2 women candidates. They had more men in the class than women. All the women voted one particular woman. All the men voted one particular woman. And the one that all the men voted for won. Because there were more men in the class than there were than there were women in that class. Same thing for political parties. During the primaries, how many delegates are women? That determines who becomes the flag bearer of the party. Because it starts from the primaries. It's not when it gets to presidential level. Politics is also a money game. How many women have the kind of money or the kind of political godmothers that men have when it comes to putting out an effective campaign that could win you an election? And that's why you go to the Senate or you go to the House of Reps or the House of Assembly and women are woefully underrepresented. Woefully. Very few women. So why is it that we don't have more women in these places, in these corridors, at these tables? 0700993 993 993 0700 993 993 993. You can also send your thoughts to us via WhatsApp. WhatsApp is 080 959 75805. 080 959 75805. I've got Chris Napapa on the line. Hello, Chris. Thanks for calling us.
How are you?
Very well.
Okay. I think I've been every Wednesday. I look forward to this your women supporting women and the semantics that have to go with it. It's novel, and sometimes when the guys call in and try to talk about women not supporting women and the way you respond to them, I give myself a hefty laugh. But I just want to point in a different direction. I think you'd rather concentrate on stirring up the women to the point, to the direction where they should stand up, rise, and shatter the glass ceiling. You never can tell what you can do until you take the first step. And just like the Bible says, the kingdom of God suffereth violence, women should stand up to their responsibilities and stand up to their roles and celebrate those little things. Now, women in leadership should not only be in politics. It shouldn't only be in business, in the Fortune 500 companies, because that has been your narrative, just politics and business. What about women in leadership in church, in the community? Chuku days ago used to say, we can change our society one community at a time. How many women are in positions of authority in churches? How many women are leading in families? We shouldn't be afraid if a woman has the money to buy a car in her family and say, I bought this car. We shouldn't be afraid. Men shouldn't even be threatened. I'm at home now. My wife is at work. And I'm happy about that. I'm tending the kids. So it's not a big deal. Absolutely not a big deal. We should start encouraging the women folk to start owning their space, to start making those responsibilities, to start challenging those responsibilities and aspire to wherever they want to be. It is not all about, men can't give you space. You will always be supported if you know where you're going. That's just my own take.
All right, Chris, thank you for calling to share your take. Sheyi Nikeja is on the line. Sheyi, how are you?
I'm fine, President Sandra.
Good to have you on the show.
Yes, such an interesting topic. You see, the truth is that women need to understand that if they don't stand up to make sure that the world become a better place and get involved, the people who suffer when we have a system that is unjust, that is not fair, are women. Because women form a larger part of the family. They give birth to children and all of that. So it is high time that women begin to understand that they play a major role in fixing and making the world a better place. Maybe it's in politics.
But I think that's already happening. I think women are already standing up. Women have been taking the first step. They're standing up. They're celebrating already. But the purpose of conversations like this is to get the men who control most aspects of society, who often refuse to let women in, to make things a little easier, to join the fight. That's the purpose of conversations like this, because women are already fighting. It's because women are fighting that we're having these conversations, right?
Now, great. So if you look at it from that perspective, I think what women need to do now is to, yes, we've all heard this phrase that people have to fight for it, nothing is given for free. But what we're saying is that if you look at Nigeria, look at the private sector, we've seen what women have been able to do. They've proved that they have the capacity to do whatever, even what men can do. But if you look at the political space, it's still the same issue when you talk about young people in Nigeria and women. The fact that the older guys don't want the new guys to come in because they feel threatened. So what women should begin to do right now, is begin from the foundation, from the political party. They have to start leading. Not only taking women leader when they say they now have women, put them in group, go and organize. No. They need to start becoming chairmans of parties at local government level up. They need to start challenging the system. I mean, not just anyhow women. I mean, the women who have capacity must get into those space and feel it. That's the only way we can make progress.
I agree with you on the one hand, but on the other hand, if women could just walk into the room and take chairmanship, they would have done it because they're walking into those rooms anyway. The reason it's not happening is because you have the gatekeepers who are saying no. And the only way gatekeepers will open the door is, I don't know, don't you think, if maybe we had men like you, Sheyi, say to other men, Omo, waiting they allow this woman make it pass. I'll give you an example. When Nigeria struggled for independence peacefully, they did not get their independence. It took pressure from the UK government's citizens at home and its allies like the United States for them to give in. If it had been just Nigeria, it may have taken a lot longer before we got our independence from the US. When Igbo people are complaining about marginalization from the Nigerian state, it's not just Igbo people talking about it. You have other tribes also talking about it as well. The thing about equality and justice is that it's often only achieved when other people join hands to fight it. So how do we get men like Sheyi, for instance, to say to men like themselves, enough, we've done enough, let's stop being wicked, let's come out body?
Yes, we're going to start doing that through advocacy and pressure to the National Assembly, to the state governors, to everybody that holds leadership position, because things have to change. So men across the world, we've seen what is happening now in the U.S. I think with the new cabinet, which, the president-elect is forming, we've seen critical roles being, given to women. And I think that would be an encouragement. So what we will start doing in Nigeria, the people who hold power, men like us will start speaking up. We'll begin a movement to let people know, and we will get the rest of the world to also join us in that advocacy. Because we know when Nigeria even fought for its independence, there were women. We saw people like the mother of the late Fela Ransome Kuti, who were part of those women. We saw what they've done. So I think we've gotten to that point where things have to change. And thank you for this platform. We will continue to raise it.
All right, Shay. Thank you so much for calling, and thank you for seeing things from my point of view. I don't know if Richard in Lekki is still on the line. Richard, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Hi, Richard. Welcome. Go ahead.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Okay, I thought this very last caller, he has said most of what he actually said most of my mind.
Richard, you're sounding like you're inside water.
No,
Uh-huh.
I'm no, okay. I'm very close to the sea.
Oh, this is better.
Around,
Okay.
So now the point is that see, it's okay. I understand you said it's also happening in other countries, right?
Mm-hmm.
It is very difficult in Nigeria. You know why?
Why?
One or two reasons are religion, especially in northern part of this country. You know, a country where you have some people they don't believe in their religion to the extent that they wouldn't allow women to even come and lead a prayer in a mosque or in a church. They will tell you it's an abomination. So how will such a man allow his wife or allow that woman to be in a position in a political party? So religion is one of the things that is drawing things back in this country. Unless we, as a national, we men, for example, if I have a wife and I support her to be, to get to whatever position she desires to be in a political stage of this country. So unless we men support our wife, that's one of the ways that this
can end.
Can be achieved in this country for women to have say in the political system of this country.
Okay, Richard.
Or other option is that this is my opinion anyway. Maybe you should a particular as a woman, if you are viewed for a political power in this country, maybe you shouldn't get married.
Okay.
Maybe you should get married so that you don't be distracted by your
husband or your family
or your children.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
All right, Richard. Thank you. Do you agree with Richard? If women want to hold leadership positions, they want to rise in the corporate space or rise in churches or rise in their communities or rise and become big time politicians, don't get married. Because all of us can't have Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala's husband or Becky Ezekwesili's husband, Sandra Ezekwesili's husband. We'll have men like the guy who called me and said, why are women even wanting to be equal with men? Bible says that, and then I read the Bible verse to him and he ran away from the phone. Benga and Ajegune, how are you? Hello, Benga. Benga isn't there anymore. But yes, seriously, let's take a look at what it often takes to create change. I gave that guy, I think it was Sheyi. I gave Sheyi the example of Nigeria's independence. Let me give you another example. In the United States, black people demanded civil rights. They finally got it in the 1960s. But it took white people joining to put pressure on the government. 100 years before that, black people were freed from slavery. The Civil War that freed them was fought by white people against other white people for the right of enslaved blacks to be free. The same thing, South Africa. Black South Africans were under apartheid and now they're free. They struggled for their freedom, but it took international pressure on their behalf for their white regime to give in. Every time you go through history, you're going to see the same pattern. It's very, 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 very rare to see a marginalized group that is able to achieve equal rights and equal opportunity without cooperation from the other groups, especially members of the group that are benefiting from the marginalization. And that's why every time someone says, oh, women should, I'm like, but it's not up to women only, because if it were up to women only, women would already have, because women have been fighting for centuries. Olubimini Ilukweji, welcome.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening to you.
Please, about this woman policy. Me, I can't vote for woman, because the woman I vote last, so go dada for my constituency. I didn't even see her till the day enter again. And she did not do anything again. gesture.
Okay.
It's not anything, and now you are now using that you vote for woman that will go in and they will just buy dresses, going out. We can't even see that. She was talking that they would do a play with her legs in our street. Since that day, we have never seen her again.
Okay. So make I ask you something, eh? Now only that woman you don't vote for your life before.
Yes, only her. Just let me try. And
You never vote anybody before. You never vote man or woman. Or first time when you vote now for this woman.
I vote man, but man don't work. But somebody don't work fast. Don't work fast again.
You said the man would do it in.
Somebody we don't see her again. We don't see
No. Wait, I want to understand something. So you don't vote man before, Abi?
Yeah, I don't vote man. I don't vote man now.
Okay, and what did the man do when you vote for him? He work.
The man works. You work. Somebody does not work anything.
Okay, but imagine say the man where you vote no work. You go talk say you no go vote man again.
But we still have some little men that work. That is even doing now. At least I can see my chairman. That one is just one small stone for us.
No. I dey ask you specific question. If to say the man where you vote no work, you go say I no go vote man again.
I will still vote for man because I know.
So why?
Man no hard like woman. Woman get hard mind. Mind too hard.
So once you vote one woman and that one woman no work, you no go vote another woman again for your life because all women mind hard, Abi?
Yes, now because even my wife at home said her mind self hard, and that's why I say all like this. People are all the same, women. It's very hard.
But you go vote man where no work at all because na man and in mind no hard.
No, I know man still considerate.
Man is considerate.
Yes.
Olubimi, thank you for calling. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of time, so I can't get into a debate about that particular point. It's hilarious, but that it is what it is. Achike, I'm so sorry. You've been on the line for a minute. Achike Nokota. Achike, you'll have to call me next week Wednesday. We'll continue this conversation next week Wednesday, and then see where it goes. I'm Sandra Ezekwesili, Lagos. Don't go away.
You don't have to leave home without us again. Listen on the air and online. Just search Nigeria Info FM on the Apple app or Google Play Store and never miss a thing. Your number one station for talk. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Mama me now want send money, make her me not collect for school. Obi now want withdraw from your account, but you no carry in card. Hey, written then go.